talk today about selling on social media and how to use social media to actually generate sales for you and your business. Hello, welcome. We're doing an Instagram live from the front porch. We're hanging out, we're chilling, and I was thinking this is one topic that I really want to bring to you to help you understand how selling on social media is actually something that I don't want you to feel like there is like this crazy wizardry behind. Okay, we're gonna talk more about selling on social media during this live, how you can do it and how you can use it to your advantage. So what's up? Hey Hannah, welcome to the live. Hannah's inside the Trendsetter membership. If you're joining and you're inside one of my programs, be sure you say hello. What's up? Angela's here too. Angela is in the sales lab. We have a lot to talk about, Angela. We've got a good convo going on. But what I wanted to talk about tonight in this live specifically is more about social media, selling on social media, and kind of like peeling back the curtain a little bit on what it's actually like to use social media as a business owner. Because here's the deal. What I think so many times, because I hear you guys in my DMs, and you guys are smart. You are smart business owners. You're resourceful. You understand it takes a minute to build a business. You're not like trying to just go viral overnight and like think, oh, I'm going to be famous on social media and all my dreams are going to come true if I could just go viral. Like, you know that you're in it for the long haul and it's going to take a minute. But when it comes to social media, sometimes we can really, really get tripped up, because I think what happens is we show up on social media as users and we're looking and we're scrolling, like let's say from your personal page or even your business page. And what you see happening so many times is you see people on there that are showing up, they're posting, and they're getting great sales from their social media. And you're kind of wondering, okay, what the heck are they doing that I'm not doing? Like, what's the difference? What do they have going on? Why can I not figure it out? And the whole like secret when it comes to social media, and this is why I feel like we're like peeling back the curtain, or what is the saying? Like, you're opening the curtain, we're showing like the Wizard of Oz, right? What goes on behind the scenes is that, and here's the real deal, the more effortless it looks on social media, the more strategy is behind that post. Isn't that crazy? So what we think as business owners is they're just showing up here and just magically know how to sell a crap ton of product online. But the reality is there's so much strategy that goes behind every single post. Yeah. And so we know, like, if you're in the Trendsetter membership or you work with me, you understand that there's a strategy behind this. But if you're still out there and you're still chugging along and you're just hoping and praying that one day things are going to work out for you, and you haven't yet learned that there's strategy, it can feel really overwhelming. And it can feel like, okay, I'm trying everything here. Like, I know I have to be consistent. I know I have to show up for my business. I'm not just hoping that I'm not just leaving things up to chance. I'm hoping to actually make an impact here, but you can't seem to figure it out. It's because there's a strategy behind it and you just haven't learned the strategy. And one of the biggest things I want you to know, and this is like, by the way, one of the best things I think about social media is that it is a learned skill. Okay, so more power is in your hands than you realize. You can actually control the results of your business. I don't, and we don't in this community like to leave things up to chance in our business, because what happens when you do that is there's too many variables on the table that we can't control. The more we can control as business owners, the better our results can be, because we know we're in control of those results. So when you're just leaving things up to chance, which we kind of think is how social media works at first, you end up feeling frustrated and like you can't figure it out, because you don't know that actually we're all showing up here with a strict content strategy and a strict way of posting and a strict way of speaking. Everything from the way the post looks to the way that we're speaking to the way we're showing up to what we're saying to what we're posting is all strategy. And to me, that's great, because I'm like, and if you're like me, you're like, oh, freaking great. I can learn how to do this. I can learn how to do anything. If that's your attitude, like, you're like one of those girls where like you can figure it out, you can learn how to do anything, and you don't want it to be left up to chance because that is annoying to you. That's how I am too. Like, just let me learn. That's the best part about learning how to use social media and actually selling here and moving product, is that you're not just like, having to just show up here and think that one day it's going to work out for you, because we don't have time for that. We have a lot going on in our lives. We want to make sure that every single minute we're using as business owners, we're using to our advantage, and we're not wasting time, because time is money. You guys know that. And we operate our businesses with intention. We don't want to just operate our businesses on a whim. When you operate on a whim, you can't make things happen. Everything is strategy. It's like, think about like showing up, and going to the gym for the first time, and you think, okay, well, I want to learn how to like have a 6-pack of abs or whatever it is. You show up there and you're looking around and you're seeing people doing like crunches like crazy, and you're like, dang, they make that look easy. Okay, well, let me try. And you're like, oh God, one crunch, that was so hard. How do they make it look so easy? Like, how are they having such great results? And you know where I'm going with this. It's because they're putting in the reps every day. They're not showing up one time and doing one crunch and thinking they're going to be masters at, being able to do a zillion crunches and have a 6-pack of abs. You know that it takes repetition. It takes practice. And that's how selling on social media is as well. It's like that with any business skill that you learn, whether it's selling on social media, whether it's accounting, your bookkeeping, creating your product photography. I mean, no matter what, buying inventory, those are all learned skills. But I feel like, if you're like me, like as women, like we're like the women that are the real, like true go-getters, like you want to make things happen. You put a lot of pressure on yourself to know how to do things like right off the bat. Am I right? Like if you're like that, just comment and go, oh yeah, girl, that's me. Because that's how most of the women are in my community. We feel like we want to figure it out right away. But there's some things in business that take a minute to figure out, and that's okay. And I want you to like give yourself permission to like step back a little bit. Yeah, Hannah says guilty. Just step back a little bit and go, okay, I'm learning this skill just like anything else, any other life skill. It's going to take me a minute to figure it out. And then once you do figure it out, and this is like the girlies that are in Sales Lab, like I am always obsessed when this happens because we get to work really close together in Sales Lab. So inside Sales Lab, you get to work with me 3 days a week. And when I can work that closely with you on your business, we can really get results a lot quicker. Because, for example, I have one girl in Sales Lab where last week she was talking to me about she was feeling really great about her content, but still didn't feel like she was converting the amount of sales she wanted to. So I was like, okay, this is exactly what you need to do in your content strategy and tweak. And then this is going to start driving you sales. So what happens was this is why I love the women inside my programs, because they're such action takers. And I was like, do you think you got this? She's like, girl, I can do anything. I got this. So, which I was like, yes, that's the energy I love. I love working with women that are like that are like, yeah, I got this. No problem. And what she did was she went out, and in 1 week, it was not even a week, she did exactly what I told her to do. She came back inside Sales Lab today because we're open Tuesday through Thursday. And she said, okay, I did what you told me to do. I got 4 sales in 1 day. And I was like, yes, mofo, because I get so excited when not only like you're actually making progress, but you see it's as simple as learning a strategy and then implementing it and then sharpening those skills. And the more you show up and the more you sharpen those skills, the better you're going to be. But you can't expect to be like the queen of the town overnight. The queen of the town, I don't know where that came from, but you know what I'm saying. You can't be like the cream of the crop overnight. It takes work to get there, and it takes dedication. I was talking about this with my husband this morning. I was telling him that story about one of my clients. And he was like, yes, because so many people, they say they want something, but they don't really understand there's a difference between just wanting it and then putting the dedicated action behind it and then the actual commitment to getting there. Because saying you want something is easy, right? Like, I want to be a billionaire. Great, cool. So does everybody else. But how many people actually freaking take the action that it takes to become a billionaire? How many billionaires are there in the world? Not many, because not many people can withhold or withstand the actions that it takes to become a billionaire. And it's a freaking lot, right? We all say we want to do it, but it's a difference. That's the difference between the people that get results and don't get results, or get their dreams or accomplish their goals and don't. It's because they either give up along the way. They say they want it, but they don't have the commitment, or they say they want it, but they don't invest in what it takes to actually get there. That's another thing I was talking about with my husband he is really a rancher, where we raise bucking bulls, live a very country life, but he's a retired professional bull rider. So he rode bulls for many years at the highest levels. So he's a great person to talk to about like owning your best and becoming your best and what it takes to get there. And we were talking about how it's not always talent. It's not always the most talented people that succeed. It's the people that want it the most. So showing up here, and I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but to bring it back to selling on social media and creating a massive business for yourself, it doesn't always come down to the most talented people. You can have like the most talented on-camera person in the world, but if they don't have the actual commitment to showing up every single day to building that business, they're not going to end up as one of the cream of the crop, the queens of the town, as I said. It's just so funny. So you guys, just drop a comment and be like, oh yeah, I get this if you're vibing with this. I love being live on Instagram. I don't get to do it as often as I want to, but my husband actually has the kids right now. So I'm like, I'm going on the front porch. We're having a chitty chat, and I'll probably drop this in the podcast as well. But yeah, if you guys have been showing up on social media and you feel like you can't figure it out and you feel like there is just something that's missing, it comes down to just the knowledge of understanding that it is a content strategy that you need. And this is why I'm so passionate about teaching this inside the Trendsetter membership, because I feel like once you get it, once you know it's a strategy and you can show up with intention, it's so much more fun. It's so much easier. And you actually start getting results because you have a plan and you're not just operating like from a whim. That's the hardest place to operate your business from. And which is why I'm like, everyone just needs to join the Trendsetter membership, because there's no reason for you to operate on a whim anymore at all whatsoever. All the information is in there. It's $97 to join. I'm like, it's $97 to invest in tools that you will forever use in your business as long as you're a business owner. It's the coolest thing ever. And that's another thing my husband was saying, was he was like, well, a lot of times like people, for example, for him, like they'll go, like if he were to go to like a trainer or, there's like some bull riding coaches, and he would go to see them. And it's like, yeah, you're paying this like astronomical fee to learn from that person. But it's not just because you're expecting to get results in the 30 minutes that you're spending with them or the 60 minutes that you're spending with them. You're learning skills that you will forever use in your craft. And that's why it's so important that you invest in yourself. I need to talk more about this because I think women, especially like moms, we get a lot of mom guilt when it comes to investing in ourselves because we want to just invest everything in our kids. But like the reality is, if you want to be successful, if you want to be the cream of the crop, you have to do the extra mile. You have to invest in yourself. And I think it's scary for a lot of us because we're like, I don't know if I can do that. The reality is the more you invest in yourself, the better you become, the better off you will be as a mom, showing your kids that you're doing it and they're modeling what you, imagine if one of your kids was like, Mom, I want to spend, $100 to learn, let's say that your kids are grown up and they're adults and they're starting a business, and they say, Mom, I'm scared about spending this $97 to learn exactly what I need to learn to actually blow up my business. What do you think I should do? You're going to be like, hello? Spend the $97. Like, what do you mean? But as moms, we get like about spending money on ourselves. And it's just something I feel like we need to talk about more. So I'll bring more of that conversation here. But I do want to tell you, if you feel like social media has been confusing, or you haven't gotten a hang of it yet, and you are one of those women that you can figure out anything, you will figure this out too. That's the bottom line. You will learn this skill. You are totally capable. Once you figure it out, you're going to feel like the weight has been lifted from your shoulders. You're going to have so much fun. You're going to look at social media as something like that you're excited to do. You're excited to show up for. You want to do it because it's how you connect with your customers. It's how you build your business. It's how you get more visible. It's how you drive traffic to your website and all the things. So I'm really excited for you. I'm so glad you joined me on this live. If you have any questions at all, DM me. If you want inside the Trendsetter membership, the link is in my bio. If you have any questions, DM me. I love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.